Greetings and salutations, my artsy friends. How is everyone this morning? So good, I hope. I hope everyone is great. So I'm a little crooked. Okay. So today I have, maybe my phone is crooked. So I wanted to start the day off with a little bit of painting because, you know, that's how we do around here to kind of warm up our creative muscle. Good morning, Donna. So I'm going to work on this, this neon that I was working on the other day while we kind of warm up. And I think I was using my Karen markers. Good morning, Jan. Good morning, Jazz. Okay, so I'm going to fiddle with this a little bit. I think I have, I have a water marker that I'm gonna play with this while we warm up this morning. So I'm just going to add a little bit of the Corinne marker, and then I'm going to move that with, good morning, Carm. Move that with my water a little bit before I do, so I want to warm up my creative muscle a little bit before I do some card building. Although I will tell you, I have a lot of card building to do. I started to just kind of gather some things this morning, and I was like, oh, that needs to be finished. That needs to be finished. That needs to be finished. Well, it was kind of crazy. So, but I feel like, you know, as I do almost every morning, I feel like I need to warm up my brain a little bit and, you know, just kind of get into my artsy groove. So now I feel like I used, that's neon yellow and this is neon canary. But now I'm feeling like maybe the neon yellow would be better on here. Because I'm really liking the green and that blue together. Although this is still wet, so we'll see what happens. And then I'm just going to take my water brush and just move that color. There's just nothing so satisfying, is there? As the movement of color and when it kind of looks exactly like you want it to, you know? Good morning, Marianne. How are you? Okay, let's take the, what is this? Neon yellow green, and I'm going to come in here and deepen, you know, right by the base of the leaf where it meets the petal. So we get a little bit of a little dimension there. We're supposed to hit 100 today. Isn't that crazy? And then I think like the rest of the week, into the weekend, into the holiday weekend, we've got 100 degrees. Yep, just this little bit is already like totally making a difference. So it's just a slow build, you know, of color. Good morning, Mom. How are you today? Just a few short weeks and I'll be sitting on your couch. I can hardly wait. There we go. So, when Tessa was here the other day, I asked to borrow some of her, her decorative rectangle-y, her decorative rectangle dies. So I borrowed let's see, I think they're all Gina Marie. So I have some from, I have remember on Tuesday, we did this. So remember we painted our background and then we ran it through the printer. So this one, I hope you can see, I foiled in black. So on this sheet I did, because remember the Timmy art printable is all over art, right? Edge to edge. So this one I die cut, but I foiled it in black, which I thought was super cool. Remember Jan was talking to me about foiling them. So, and the black just kind of really enhances the black that's already there, and then it also makes it shiny. And then this one, look at that. This one I foiled in sparkly orange. Look how pretty that is. So I had a couple of ideas. So this is one of the dies that I borrowed from Tessa, because I've ordered these, they're just not here yet. So I feel like that is going to frame that super nicely, and then adhere it to the front of a white card base. I think I'm really liking that. And this one, I was thinking the same thing, like I was thinking the black. So let's look at that. I kind of like it, but then I was what about this one? Remember when I was with Debbie Miller the other day, I borrowed one of her dies and I cut a bunch. And this one was like a slimline frame, and I'm kind of liking that. So I feel like that might go on there. Anyway, we'll do that in a little bit. So, oh, and the other thing I was going to tell you, because the Timmy is all over artwork, edge to edge, look at, I still have this left over. So I was thinking, so I could use this strip on a card, I could use this strip on a card, and I could use this strip on a card, right? Just like a piece of pattern paper. That's how I try to think about the ones that are all over patterns. But just think about it like pattern paper and how you might use that. Okay, so let's start painting a little bit more. Build up some color. So how is everyone today? Are you, is the sun shining at your house? Are you, do you have a busy day ahead? Did you see that Eric Carl died this morning? Or, well, I saw that he died. I saw the news this morning. Oh, that made me so sad. You know, I remember his artwork in children's books has always been so inspiring to me. I remember when I was in college the first time around, my major was early childhood education, and we studied Eric Carle and his style of writing children's books and his the way his artwork told a story, and I fell in love with his painty brush strokes back then. And he was kind of mixed media before mixed media was the big trend, you know. He had so much texture in his artwork. His like the butterfly's wings were full of color and texture and patterns, and boy, I will certainly miss him and his contribution. And I have, you know, I did childcare in my home for over 20 years, and I will just tell you, the all of those all of his books that I bought for my daughter, I used for the whole time of my childcare business, and Brown Bear was a favorite of everyone, and the Very Hungry Caterpillar. And I will just tell you, the coolest thing is that they're still on my bookshelf now. So when any little kittles come by, those are the ones they gravitate to. That's for sure. I mean, I just loved his sing-songy style, and his use of color was just tremendous. I just think those books are ones that everyone should have in their home, you know? Yeah, me too, Donna, me too. I just found him so delightful. That's for sure. I'm liking this a bit better now that I'm deepening the colors. I feel like that's really making an impact on this little piece of art. And it's helping my artsy brain kind of warm up this morning. Little by little. Remember, just don't hurry it. Just take your time. Deepen those corners where you know there's going to be a little bit of a shadow, and you're going to see that subtle difference in your painting. You're going to start to see, oh, that does have a little bit of dimension, and that makes all the difference. Little by little, grow those. Grow those flowers on your paper. And I just love these Karen markers because they're so, number one, they're super juicy. Number two, they just move so well with just a little bit of water. So I told you, they'll last forever and a day. Just build up that one side of the center of that flower. Just pull from the edge. All right, let's work on these petals a little bit. And remember we talked about so we want to deepen right here where the petal meets the base, but then we also want to bring it down the sides because that's going to start to give your petals some shape, right? And just little by little. Oh, thanks, Donna. I'm glad they live in an artsy world then. So little by little, let's build up the sides of these petals. There we go. Like, I'm starting to see the difference. I don't know if you can see it from the distance that you're at, but I'll show you as soon as I'm done going all the way around this flower. Remember, turn that paper, it'll make a difference. And I will like, it's kind of fascinating to me that these neons are still looking kind of pastelish. It's kind of fascinating, isn't it? Turning your paper and then just following that back forth shape of the petal makes a huge difference. So we'll go here and here. Back forth. There we go. And we'll turn and we'll do this side. And remember we talked about just leaving a little bit of white space, that's going to make have such an impact, you know? It's there we go. Everybody take a drink. Okay, let's see. Oh, the blue. We need to pump up that blue too, don't we? And these little imaginary, who knows what they are, flowers. I don't know. So we can pull some of this color and bring them into the other flowers, or we can just dab color into the center of each little flower. And that's gonna, because these are so small, it's not a lot of room for blending out color, but just this little bit of deeper color in the center is gonna create some nice dimension. There we go. So pretty. Yep, that like totally makes a difference, I think. Little by little. Jeff and I went for a walk last night. Holy Hannah, it was so humid. I'm sure because we were walking and it was like 90 degrees. But we got this new pool furniture, well, outdoor furniture that sits by our pool. And we really wanted to sit outside. I said, I'm ready to jump in that pool in all of my clothes. I was so hot and sweaty. But you know, like always, if you just sit still for a little bit, I cooled down. And it was lovely. It was a really nice night outside, and there's just nothing like that, is there? Just sitting outside and relaxing in the evening. So that was fun. And then our friend Shelly is here from Montana, and she is just here on business until tomorrow morning. But gosh, it was nice to have a friend visit who's fully vaccinated, and oh my gosh. Oh, let's do these. So it looks like I've already started to build it right there, right there. And I'm just gonna little by little soften that edge, kind of just a little bit, and then the same thing here. Soften that edge. That's nice. Is it really, Keely? I can't believe it's cold there today. Well, congratulations, Renee. That's always such a crazy thing, isn't it? At the end of the school year, I was just talking to, well, maybe it was Keely, and we were talking about how when your kids are little, your whole life revolves around the school year, you know, and then once they fly the coop, and you're not at every football game and every, you know, tennis match and all of those things. It's kind of crazy how you, like, I don't know, what month is it? Is it summertime? I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside to dry, and then I'm going to start working on building some cards. So this one, I think I want to do the white. I just feel like that's really kind of digging that. So I'm going to adhere that to the card base, a slim line. Well, that's a good day to stay inside. If it's cold and rainy, it's a good day to stay inside and make some art keels. Do you have any place you have to go today, or are you staying home? I wish Miss Jan was here because she could see the difference that the foiling made. Oh my gosh. I mean, I loved the painty way it turned out on Tuesday, but once I foiled it, holy tamale, look at it. Oh, so pretty. Okay, so let's try and center this as best we can. And then let's get our liquid glue out and do this frame, and then I just need to find a sentiment for it. I tend to do these things in kind of stages, which is weird, I know, but like I said, tend to do the card building in stages. Like I do the die cutting of everything, and then because I have so many, because I paint so much during these classes, I tend to do them kind of in batches. Do you know what I mean? Like I do a bunch of die cutting, and then I do a bunch of adhering. There we go. Then I do the sentiments. Oh, I really like that. That little scallop really kind of sets it off, I think. I really like that. And I use a stitch die on there, so it's just this subtle stitched effect along the side of that. I really like that. What are you reading right now, Keels? It helps me, like, I feel like it uses different skill sets for me to batch it. Do you know what I mean? Okay, so now I have the, okay, so this one, because I foiled it in black, I feel like black, it won't look Halloweenish. Like this one, because it's so orange, I felt like it would look like Halloween. So this one, I need to poke out the holes of the die before I stick it down. I am reading Sunny Hostin's, oh, what's it called? Something Bluffs. Bluff Shores, or no. Something Bluffs. It's just a really cool summer beachy read about Martha's Vineyard and some powerful girls. And you know, I'm all about girl power, so it's just a nice, easy, as I draw, read. But what about you? Well, my mom will attest that I said, it bugs me that she mispronounces Tequamanon, Keeley. And I thought all my friends would know that. Because we went there. And that's where Sherry was engaged, remember? That's where she got engaged to Scott. Was at Tequamanon Falls, which is a beautiful place in Michigan. So Keely's talking about a story that was written by one of our tribal members about It's a young adult book, but I thought it's really compelling, I thought. It's a really good story. And it's fun to have a story written about places that you know, and that you like. And we're all about supporting our friend, that's for sure. Okay, so this one, I think I'm just going to adhere it right to the mat. And then the mat to the card front. Now I'm that's really bugging me that I can't remember the name of the story that I'm reading. Something Bluff. It's really good though. It's just a nice, easy breezy summertime beach read. Even though I'm not at the beach. It's a poolside read though. Because one of our pieces of furniture is a little couch and oh, I love it. Oh, that's a little off. Dang it! And I pressed it down. Let's see. Can I little by... Let's see. Don't you hate this? Don't you hate this part? See what happens when I talk and work at the same time? Honest to Pete. All right, let's get the sides better lined up. That's better. Okay. Now let's adhere this to the front of this. And I will say, I don't think Anishinaabe. Zaganash, I had never heard that. Had you heard that before, Mom? Zaganash? Zaganash? I had never heard that, but Anishinaabe I had. Oh, because I listened to the, you know what I just thought? I listened to the audio book, Keels, and that's where, she mispronounced Kwamanon. And she kept doing it. So I was like, are you doing that just to bother me? Holy smokes. Okay, let's see. What else do I have to build over here? So many. I have so many. And I have some oldies but goodies. Like this one that I painted and I put it on a mat and then I guess I forgot about it. Or it got stuck in some kind of something. So let's adhere that to there. That's pretty. I know, but your friend didn't think about that. Sorry, Keels. Let's see. I kind of need to think about how I'm going to finish the like what sentiments I'm gonna put on these. Look at, isn't that pretty? I love that it just has this little bit of dimension here. Oops. And that just little bits of white pop through. I love that. One more. There we go. I love that. So pretty. So I think I'm going to continue to batch and then think about sentiments. Okay, this one, do you remember we did this one? We did some, I think we did like a squishing technique with this one, and then we, with some oxides. Yes, I believe that's what we did. So, and this is the Shelley art printable, and the one this one is the Eileen. I love those pod-like flowers. They just kind of came to me. Remember, I've told you that my mother-in-law has all kinds of crewel pieces that she did around her house in that 70s vibe. So I was kind of inspired by that. And but I love that you can paint them. I mean, once I draw them, the color palettes that you use can change the whole vibe of the art. I love that. Okay, there. Make sure my card is opening in the correct way. And I really like this one. I like it again. I really like that white on white because I just get that really nice, like really subtle texture around the edges. And then remember that I did the sentiments. I just painted the whole sheet. So I thought, oh, this would be cool to adhere the sentiment to a piece of white to just kind of, it would be very matchy, which is kind of not my jam, but I thought that would be kind of cool. So I'm just going to keep that with there. Okay, I have, let's see, do I have another? Okay, I have this one, Mom Art Printable. So I'm going to just adhere that to a card base, and then, oh, I'm going to be so productive today. Yeah, so the die cut brand is called and Bloodwork. I had to do that on last Monday. And it was a fasting one, so you're like, oh gosh, go quick. The die cuts these all came from a company called Gina Marie. And she's a little independent girl who does some of the coolest die cuts. She does, what do I want to say? She does slimlines and A2s, but her stuff is just really cool and very reasonably priced. So look at that, Mom. You look darling. All right, let's see what else we have. Oh, so I have this one that I did the other day that I just need to put a sentiment on. Do you remember this was when Auntie Sylvia first came out? We painted, and then I did Wink Estella on top of that, of each of the flowers, and then I did glossy accents on top of that so that they look like enamel pieces. I'm really liking that. And this one, I will tell you, when I covered all of the flowers with the glossy accents, it really rippled my paper, but I just stuck it under a dictionary for the night, and you know what, it was flat as can be in the morning. But it has some really cool texture and really cool dimension. I really like that one. I just don't know what how I'm gonna what sentiment I'm gonna put on that. This one again is an oldie but a goodie. So this was the Howdy art printable, and do you remember this was we painted it and then with watercolors and then put tissue paper on top of it with matte medium. So it has this really cool leathery feel, and we kind of crinkled it a little bit, so we got a little bit of like kind of old leathery look. I love this one too. So, and that was a while ago, but these are all of these techniques are documented in my videos, and you can find those on my Ann Corbiere-Scott design page anytime you want. I got a little bit of extra there. I'm telling you, Gina, so check her out. Her stuff is so cool, Laura. And just, it is unusual. And it's, I'm telling you, I was talking to Tessa and I said, I can tell she's a card maker because the way, what she creates are really like just the right touch of finishing something. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just like, this is just subtle, and I love this one because, and just a sec, I'll show you. These are the ones I borrowed from Tessa. This is called Pleated Lace Slimline. That's the one I used here. That's this one. Isn't that pretty? And this one is called Big and Little Chain Rectangle, and I have this in Slimline, and I just ordered it in A2. So this is that Big and Little Chain Rectangle. So I have it in Slimline. This one is Flower Pleated Lace Rectangle. Again, really pretty. And this is Loopy Rectangle, which you've seen us all use a billion times because we kind of are in love with this one. So those are a sampling of what you get from Gina Marie. This is, Tessa has certainly repackaged them and put them in storage envelopes and labeled them all, but this is what you get, if that helps anyone. So I'm going to set this one aside. I just love this. I'm telling you, I could just feel it forever and a day. I know, don't you love a stack of finished cards, Keely? It just, I'm telling you, because I do, then I'm like, oh, I could write out 3 cards today. I could do, you know, whatever. Okay, so now I'm going to do another, I'm going to do an A2. And this, I have this piece. And this, this is another Gina Marie die, but I don't remember the name. I don't remember, dang it. I don't remember. Somebody might know. Scalloped something. Lacy scallop, or I don't know. But I had it cut out. So I do try to, oftentimes, die cut, if I'm die cutting one card mat, then I'll cut 3 or 4 at the same time. Like I usually have some die cut ahead of time, black, white, and craft. But sometimes I really want to do a color, and that's, then I'll just, but even then, if I'm die cutting one, I will die cut 3 or 4. Because then I just kind of have them for a day like today, where I'm just putting stuff together. So, there is, so when you die cut, these ones that have these little lacy edges, they're a little bit of a pain because you do kind of have to go around with a pokey tool, but you can, I have this, I'm trying to think what it is. It's a shiny plate that's supposed to give you just a little more push when you're running it through the die cut machine. I just haven't used mine yet because I don't really mind doing this. I know it's probably boring as heck to watch. I'm trying to go kind of fast, but for me it's a little bit therapeutic. Do you know what I mean? me. I'm just like, oh. Almost around, almost around. So I like to poke them and then kind of just run my finger back and forth, and that usually gets them off. So this one, I don't have much more to do, I don't think. And then, and this is my last one to do this step, and now I'll do sentiments. And that's kind of fun too, I think, because it's, you know, it's just one more step to completion. Like sometimes I put some little high supply doodads on there. Sometimes, like the ones that I foiled this morning, I feel like that's enough. Sometimes if there's too much going on, I feel like I want the artwork and the sentiment to be the stars of the show, you know? I don't want them to be... I know, it's something about it, isn't it, Carol? That it's just kind of... it's crazy. It's crazily satisfying. What do they say? Oddly satisfying. Almost done. Two more. I love that she talks about the Sugar Island Fairy too. Don't you love that, Keely? Okay, so let's adhere this piece to this, and then we'll stick it down there, and then we'll be ready to start putting sentiments on, and then I can write them out to you and send them in the mail today. I love that. Whoa! I taught a class for a store in Michigan on Tuesday, and gosh, it was so fun. But I just I hate that I can't see everybody's faces, you know. Oh, that's horribly crooked. So let's hope that I can peel that up. It's hard when I'm doing it white on white. Do you know what I mean? But I feel like, I just need to be a little more careful. There we go. Perfect. All right. You were in that class, Mary Jo, sorry. I saw Beth and Mary Jo at the same time. You were, and we just had ourselves a time. I just wish that I could have seen your faces, you know? But someday I'll get to come to Paper and I. Audrey and I are just fast friends, I'm just going to tell you. So anyway, I was asking the girls in that class if they wanted Happy Mail, because I make all these cards, you know. And you know I always have this, a vast supply of stickers and doodads that I make with my artwork. And so I asked if anybody wanted Happy Mail, and I would mail it to them. Okay, so now let's do some sentiments. All right. Oh, I wish I was joining you, Mary Jo. I wish I was joining you. Okay, so like I said, you know, I keep all of my sentiments just in this little fruit basket. So then I can, you know, just pick through and find ones that work for me. If I don't have one already. So, but because this card and this card were painted with on the same sheet as this, I am going to cut these out and adhere them to the, to the card. All right. I'm telling you, it was the best class, wasn't it? It was just the best. We just had ourselves so much fun. It was a lettering class. And if you know me, you know how much I love lettering. All right. So just checking in and love you muchly. So I don't know. So I'm just cutting these with a scissor. You can certainly be, oh, I love that. What lake do you go to? What lake do you go to, Mary Jo? Okay. So I feel like let's mount these on white because then they're just going to really pop. And then we can think about if we want to pop them. Delton. Okay, so I have an art printable called Patricia. It's a fall one. And that is so crazy because my Aunt Dee Dee, who I had to call her Patricia because I also have an Aunt Dee, my Aunt Dee Dee and all of my cousins and my uncle lived in Delton. And they went to the Delton School District. That's so crazy. What a small world, right? You just never know. You just never know. Oh, come on. It is a small world. And it's so pretty over there. We used to go to my aunt's house, during hunting season. Oh, really? Oh, that's cool to know. Makes me feel like I'm kind of there when we talk about Michigan stuff. I love that. Okay, so let's trim these and then we'll fiddle around with placement. I love that these just kind of happen to get all painty and match our artwork. Because shut up, look how pretty that is. I'm smitten with the mitten, that's for sure, Mary Jo. Beth, have you been practicing your lettering? Have you lettered your grocery list? Okay, so let's think about this. How are we gonna... I feel like this one could go this way, right? That's kind of cool. And this one could go here. Or maybe we want to do it up and down too. I don't know. And do we want to do... I know there's a lot going on, but do we want to do... it's too wide. Could do that way. So maybe we'll do that. Do we want to pop it? And do we want to do some doodads? So if you do doodads, oftentimes you'll pay a little bit more in postage. And so a thing to consider, Carmen turned me on to, if you fold a paper towel and put it on top and then just put then you can just put that will kind of cushion the doodads. And she said then she just puts 2 stamps on those cards. So I'm gonna start adopting that method. Oh, good thing I checked. Look it. Oh boy. I almost made it backwards. And so I need to think that through. Think that through, Anne. Okay. Oh, I love that. And then let's do this one kind of in the same way. And then I'm thinking about look at it shrinking, my poor roll of foam tape. I'm thinking about adding doodads. I just don't know. I can get some out and we can see if it just looks like too much or if it's the perfect added touch. You know what I mean? So I have all my high supply doodads. I really like these, my the clear saucers. Those are kind of my go-to. But I also have some clay hearts. Those are pretty because there's lots of cool colors in there. And I thought I had something kind of purple. These iced confetti are pretty because that might be a little something something to add. Oh, okay, these. So these are clay hearts also, obviously, but a little bit of black might really kind of pop down here. So let's see. Let's see what that looks like. So we get a nice, see, I just feel like that. What do you think? I kind of dig that. Like just that little bit of something. I feel like it needed a little bit more black. So let's look around this desk and try to find our liquid glue. Good gravy. There we go. Is that how do you finish your cards? Do you do them in batches like I'm doing, or do you do them like start to finish? Do you know what I mean? You finish the do you die cut it and assemble it and like do your painting or coloring and then die cut it and assemble it all in one fell swoop? Okay, so I could do this white heart in the middle of the O for love. What does that look like? Kind of digging that. And I think I kind of like that. I could have used the sparkly doodads, and I still could, certainly. Move that around a little bit. Turn, turn, turn. There we go. Okay, so because I have that sparkle, or excuse me, the splatter and lots of color and stuff, I was thinking like the clear saucers or the iced confetti. I don't know if that would look cool or if it would look too much. I don't know. Let's set that aside. Okay, so now this one, I'm feeling like Yay You would be perfect on this one. And I'm feeling like we should mat it in black. So let's trim it. And you know, I could certainly have die cut some little mats, but I didn't do that, you know. And in my little dish of all my sentiments, I also have, oh, I'm way low. Sorry about that, you guys. There we go. I also have some little bits of paper that would be just the right size for, do you know what I mean, for sentiments. So this one, I think I want to, yeah, I just find the batching. Me too, Mom. Me too. We're going to have so much fun. The batching, I just feel like, for me, it's just kind of the way to go. So this one, I'm going to leave a little end, like a little tail on this one, because I'm kind of feeling like, what about, doing that little fishtail snip on the end. Right, so I'm going to snip right in the center. And then I'm going to cut from one corner to that point. And then the other corner to that point. And then I have that cool little fishtail. And if I hate it, then you know what? I can just snip it off. So, I don't know. 3 minutes? How is that possible? Because I still have a giant stack of things to do, Keely. I still have a giant stack. So do we want that or do we want it straight? I'm feeling like straight. I'm not digging it. Yep, I like that better. So let's do... I hope that everybody has, you know, done something artsy this morning and enjoyed yourself and got your creative juices going in your brain. Ooh, I love that. I love that. And this card is so cool. I'm telling you, we need to do this technique again, Keely. That was, stop it. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. So I hope that everybody has an amazing holiday weekend. I'm so grateful that you all came and spent some time with me this morning. I'll be back on Tuesday with some new artsy inspiration, and you never know, could be some new artwork. So be sure to watch your social media. I have the weekend off this weekend, and I just don't even know what I'm going to do with myself. Thank you for taking time out of your day to, I was going to say morning, but it's not morning everywhere. Taking time out of your day to come and get artsy with me. And I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. And look in your mailbox. You just never know when some Happy Mail is coming. Be sure to send me your email or your mailing address, Beth. Mary Jo, I think you did already, didn't you? I think. Have an amazing Thursday. Bye, everyone.